Hey guys, welcome back. This is, I don't know which day of health and wellness. Let's call it day 12. Has it been 12 days already? Let's call it day 12 of continuous health and wellness. And let's also call it a continued segment on music. There's so many neat little simple tunes that I've written on this instrument. It's a lot of fun. If you've ever composed any art of any kind, whether it be to make a clay figure, a ceramic dish, a crochet, a painting, a piece of music, a poem, a haiku, a story. If you've made a meal, a well-prepared meal, I shouldn't even discriminate. If you've made a meal for someone, including yourself, you're an artist. If you've captured a photo that's been printed, shared, admired, you're an artist. In fact, a lot of us are a lot of things that we are not given credit for. One time I was in a group and someone asked if I was a photographer. Even though my photos are hanging at least a couple of hotel chains, even though they're hanging in these areas, I'm not given credit for being a photographer. I was immediately dismissed, and it was said, no, he's not a photographer. Someone else answered when there were three people, and one person asked me, are you a photographer? And this other person, also in the group, answered for me and said, no, he's not a photographer. He's an IT person. He works on computers. While that's true, and while there is a certain level of art that goes into producing the computers that I was producing at the time and working on the systems that I've worked on in the past, that's not something that would prevent me from being a photographer. In fact, I've had photos published even in a book, in a magazine publication, and online in a variety of formats. So I would consider myself a photographer, and I would have answered yes, but I went ahead and just let that slide because some people can't accept you in a role that you're not known for being the primary procurer of. So if you're a procurer of food, for an example, if you're a grower of food, and that's what you do, and that's what people know you for, but you also, I don't know, come up with lullabies for your children. These are things that might trump the other things that you do that you're known for that pay the bills. Some of the things that are considered essential services are what we're all known for. So in other words, if there's an essential service and we're being paid to do that essential service, or for work from home, and we're being paid for doing that, we're known for that. And in so being known for that, sometimes we can overlook what other people are known for. Some of us go and get coffee every morning, or at least a percentage of mornings, and don't remember that these people who are serving us these delicious items are something more than baristas. Some of us forget. And when we forget that, it's because we don't really believe that that person's anything other than what their title or uniform implies. So I know this sounds weird. It's day 12. Today's Friday. Have a great weekend, by the way. I hope that you're understanding and following along with these messages that I'm bringing to you. I'm going to say I'm a musician. I'm an artist. I'm going to say that I am a photographer, and I'm going to say that I'm whatever I feel like doing that day. Right now, I'm accepting offers is basically how I'm going to put it in terms of what I do on a regular basis. What I do on a regular basis, though, shouldn't really concern anyone except for if I'm bringing you some kind of discontent or joy. So if I'm bringing you down, let me know. Let me know how it is I'm bringing you down. I'll definitely look into that and try to see what I can do to bring a higher energy to the table. If I'm bringing you any kind of peace and love and joy, it's probably because I'm trying to bring that to myself, into my own world. And as I'm trying to bring that to myself, I'm expressing it so that I can resonate what it is that I want to receive. Right now, the struggles that I have are probably like everyone else's. I have to think daily about maintaining the place that I'm steward of, and that includes the inside and outside of the area. I bring finishing touches to this space that bring me joy, and I also do everything I can to maintain the financial responsibilities that I have. And to do that, I've made several products, and I've asked for contributions on several fronts when it comes to rubbish that's being discarded on our trails. I've tried to showcase that there is work that needs to be done, that people like myself are more than willing to do, but to find a way to get paid for those things is what's very difficult in this land that our fathers gave to us. And it's currently difficult because we're not able to change our tune so easily. I think that with enough persistence and enough perseverance and enough passion, I think that we can bring radical change to this amazing ecosphere without making radical waves that cause other people concern. I believe we can bring to the table a lush experience, a peaceful experience, a rich experience that's nurturing for all of us if only we learned how to capitalize on sharing with one another. So I hope what I'm sharing with you is helpful in your day and your thought process. I know that it's been challenging in this era to get out and do anything productive and rewarding. I know that the masks that we wear are many, and I know that sometimes it's as simple as calling it the way it is. If it's an addiction that you're struggling with, learn to see what's in your hands. Pick up something more constructive. Put down the thing that is not serving you. And learn to serve others, by the way. And as you serve others, you'll make connections with people that give people hope. That's what I've noticed. I as an only child, I think that all of my inspiration and imagination and joy and hope came from myself. I didn't have siblings to think about, playing a game with. I just came up with my own games. And I came up with my own imagination, and I continued that well into adulthood. And sometimes that imagination built things that were not serving me. And so as I got down to the foundational level of everything, I learned that at the very underpinnings of everything, food equals mood. If I didn't eat right, I didn't sleep right. If I didn't sleep right, I didn't dream right. If I didn't dream right, if I didn't sleep right, I didn't recover right. If I didn't recover right, I felt bad for the whole next day. And so I continued at this constant level of pain, struggle, anxiety. And then I learned a different way. This real smart guy, let's call him Ralph, he taught me something about how to eat food that wasn't raised in fear, how to eat food that wasn't generating so much waste. And that helped me to reduce my waste, literally and figuratively. And that helped me to reduce my fear and anxiety, and that helped me to resonate at a higher frequency. When we're at a higher frequency, a higher state of awareness, we're able to recognize what we're in the presence of and what's in the presence of us. And in a lot of ways, that higher frequency will also cause other people to tune out sometimes. So sometimes that can feel like a bad thing, but if all your energy is constantly being sapped away by people that will not repay you until they're finally ready to accept responsibility, well, maybe that's better for you in the long run, because then you're not struggling to maintain both your own livelihood and also someone else's. As parents, what we want to do is nurture people to become independent and to help them to learn to function in society in ways that are also beneficial to those other people in society. So I'm not a parent, but in a way I am a parent. I'm teaching to people via this channel things that I myself didn't learn. That's what a parent would do. So if you're learning with me, thank you for learning with me. Thank you for clicking on like. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. But most of all, talk with one another. Drop the masks of prescription pills and grab instead for the things that bring you health and joy. Health is wealth. Love is patient. And peace is peace. When we have compassion for one another, we don't want to break the things around us and cause struggles and difficulties for those around us. If we're tasked with a job to change someone's oil, for an example, in the vehicle, we'll take special care to replace the components back the way they were so that the new oil that we put in doesn't just spill out all over the floor. Those are things that if we're getting paid for and we're not doing them with attention to detail, it's possible that we're agitated or anxious in ways that are causing our mind to be preoccupied during whatever it is we're doing. In a lot of ways, that's probably why sometimes when I play really well, and sometimes when I play, I don't play so well. It's because I'm thinking about other things. It's the same with any child. If any child was worried about something, they may not play the same way. They may play with their toys differently. They may express the content of their imagination differently. In a lot of ways, that's all we are, is big toddlers who are learning responsibility with one another and trying to showcase ways of meaningful care with one another that's actionable, instead of just calling out what's wrong all the time. So I know I've called out what's wrong all the time in terms of talking about corporations and plastic and this and that. None of that's really wrong. It's just not efficient. And it's not efficient because we're not actively trying to participate in figuring out how do we correct some of these things. Green is the new black. Going green is probably the only way that we're all going to inspire one another in ways that allow us to enjoy this place harmoniously for years to come, with generations to come. But what do I know? I'm just some weird YouTube guy that you're watching who's chatted off your ear for about 14 minutes now. Let me know what you think, especially if you have insight, because my insight's limited to my own perspective without any of your input. Thank you for participating, those of you who have participated and commented in one way or another. Thank you for enjoying these segments. Thank you for being in my life. And thank you for having a great day. Have a great day out there, and blessings and peace and wellness and health to you. Peace.